Okay, so hello everybody. This is weird. I feel like I'm on a Matrix double call inception. Um, so obviously this is training. We just did the new call format. I would love you guys to give me some feedback on that because it's just something out that I wanted us to try out. Obviously, we see so many people all over kind of do different style of events, and I just thought this would be something fun that we could try. I feel like that Rachel has really kind of latched on to something really special by doing her Rachel's recipes and her self-love call. And I think that there's definitely kind of more room for these kind of calls with the audience that I know most of us speak to. And obviously in the week we have, you know, 3 other really amazing presentation style events that I think we can work on more as a team. And get those really strong, and instead like make the other 3 calls that we offer to people a totally different way to invite people to what we're doing. So if you guys think that's a good idea, a bad idea, like I would love you guys to share that with me. So maybe have a think and we can all, you know, brainstorm. Molly, are you free to talk? Are you available? I just
Yeah,
want to
I'm here.
Okay, great. I just want to introduce Molly, guys, before I introduce the wonderful guest speaker. So Molly and me are going to start working together on the shred. Obviously, the shred is something that is killer in business, and I'm sure Danielle can share her amazing results. I always see her talk about it on Facebook. But basically me and Molly put our heads together and we compared kind of what we were doing. So Molly's going to be part of our like empowered shred group that we have, and she's going to add whoever she has as a customer on that. And the other thing we're going to do is Molly has an event that she does for the shred that anyone can join into. So any kind of prospect and also people on the products too, etc. already. So basically it's just going to be a space where people can hear what it is the shred's really about, etc. that kind of thing. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to meet Molly really because we're going to start working together more. I know some of you know her already, but this is Molly. And just something we're going to just try and buddy up because buddying up is really important. Obviously, I encourage that with all of you. And it's also really kind of amazing that we have other people in Juice Plus that we can buddy up with. And obviously, I mean, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to add, Molly? Did I miss something?
No, I think that's perfect. I was just going to tell you guys kind of like the shred event. So you guys just kind of know. And it really kind of follows along with this event that Tasha just put on that we were just on about inviting people in to our community. The shred event that I do, honestly, it's just a Facebook event for like 12 days. And I have people on it that aren't technically like on our products. I invite them in to help build that belief that, yes, this is something they can do while sharing our heart and sharing our community. So I would love you guys to be in it with us, to share your heart and your thoughts and your results, so that people can see that we are real people getting real results. And, you know, we're all about empowering each other and building belief.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. As you can tell, I'm probably really excited about this. I feel like we needed a couple new things in the team, and obviously guest speakers are a new thing that I wanted to start doing. I love organizing the guest speakers for the SC call, and I'm very lucky that I have so many amazing contacts all over the world that are willing to kind of help. And people in Juice Plus are such giving people I keep on finding, and I really want us to be a team about that as well. So I know that a few of you have kind of requested like, oh, like I want to do more on Instagram. How do I do that? And I didn't want to pretend to be an expert because I'm not. And it's always good to not pretend to be an expert when you're not. And so I knew that Danielle has become an expert in Instagram, and I know that's where she gets a lot of her business from. So Danielle Hatton actually lives in New York, but she's from Scarborough in England. So I've known Danielle a couple of years now, and watching her journey has just been amazing. Obviously, we're even more connected now through Lauren because Danielle's actually engaged to Joss, which is very exciting. So I asked her if she'd come on tonight and share about her Instagram tips, and also if you could just share about the shred too, since we just spoke about that would be amazing. But yeah, I will let you take it away and I'll mute.
For sure. Awesome. I'm so excited to be on here and so glad you asked me. I was like, yeah, of course. Like I always love helping other people. It's so nice to see so many people on here as well. If you are listening and you're not naked or doing anything inappropriate right now, please put your cameras on. I think it's so nice to see faces, and especially as like a speaker, it's always nice to, you know, be able to interact with other people. So if you are listening and you can put your camera on, then please do so. I love that. So yes, so I'm Danielle. Like Tasha said, I'm 23. I was introduced to this business when I was 18 years old. I was living in London at dance college, and I was just about to graduate, and I didn't really know what I was going to do afterwards, obviously except performing. And I needed something that was going to be flexible and would give me the schedule to kind of, I guess, like go to an audition if something came up, or take a job if something came up, and not have to, you know, quit a 9-to-5 job or whatever to take that job. So I was thinking about becoming a personal trainer, and I asked a guy who lived in the area where I was living, didn't really know anyone there when I was at dance college, and he said, I don't know anybody who works in a gym, but I know someone who does something you might be interested in. And that's how I was introduced to Juice Plus. And just being 18 and like super down for whatever, and just like, yeah, sure, like whatever, like I don't know, cool, yeah. I just jumped in, and honestly, like I am so glad that I just trusted my intuition and like just dived straight in, and I was introduced to this, because it's kind of took the journey of my entire life in every aspect, in small ways and big ways. But if it wasn't for that initial commitment to joining this business, I wouldn't have met my now fiance. I wouldn't be living in America. Like I wouldn't be doing this full time. Like I wouldn't have probably traveled the world. Like I just have to give so much gratitude to this business for all of those things. So that's kind of a bit of my story. And my Shred 10 story, I'll jump into that before we go into Instagram. Obviously in America, like the Shred 10 is such a huge thing, and it's not as big in the UK, which is awesome for you guys, because it means that you can take full advantage of that and be the ones who make it a huge thing over there, because it is an incredible program, and we're so blessed to have been given this program like on a platform from the company, and be able to use that to our ability and spread that throughout our customers' health. So I started implementing the Shred 10 into my life and into my business last November, when I like officially moved my business from the UK to America. And since then, it's just been so helpful for my health, but also for my business. And I think that as a business mindset, it's such an incredible advertisement for you to use. It's such an incredible program for you to use. And the one thing that I love so much about it, and why I believe this, is because the products give different results for absolutely every person. And sometimes those results come in a few days, and sometimes those results come in a few months. And if people are not seeing results in the first couple of weeks, they start to, like any normal person would, think, oh, this isn't working. And because it's working on the inside, it's hard to measure that so much unless you're doing like blood analysis and all those crazy things that none of us really are. So it's the reason why I love the Shred 10 is because it's the first 10 days of them taking the products. And in those 10 days, they can get absolutely epic results that makes them want to take those products for longer. It makes them feel good. It gives them a story to potentially share with their friends, which then brings you referred customers, or they might even potentially become a team member. So I get all of my customers to do the Shred 10 program, whether they are, not every single customer wants to do it, but I always say it to every single customer that signs up, because it's going to help them detox their body. And if they're not doing that initial detox before they start taking the products anywhere, they're not going to get as many benefits as what they would do if they did do that detox. So I would 100% recommend, gathering all your customers together and saying to them, hey, we're going to do a Shred 10 at the beginning of October, or whenever you want to do it together. Maybe ask them like when's a good time for them, and set up a group chat, or if you have a Facebook group or whatever works best for you, and just support and mentor them through those 10 days and give you a full out effort to supporting them get results for 10 days. And once they've got those results, it's going to help you with your business. You can ask them, do you mind taking before and after pictures for me? Do you mind sharing your testimonial with me? Like, how are you doing? Like asking them how they're getting on. And then being able to use those results for your own advertisement to get more future Shred 10 customers as well. And let's be real, who doesn't want to feel amazing and great? So they're more like, they're definitely, they're going to be down for doing that. So yeah, the Shred 10 has been amazing. My results with the Shred 10, it just gives me more clarification that I'm, I get those 10 days I've been healthy every single month. And then the rest is, I've been healthy still, but it's a little bit more lenient, and I don't feel so guilty about it. And I lost a lot of weight doing the Shred 10. I don't know how much in pounds really, but I would say probably around a stone, like 12 pounds, 12 to 14 pounds. And I've managed to maintain that. And whenever I'm traveling or like I get back and I feel like I've gained a couple of pounds and, you know, you just feel a little bit sluggish, I just get back into the Shred 10 and I know I'm going to feel great even after 5 days. If you can't commit to 10 days, like commit to 5 days, like that's better than nothing. So that's my Shred 10 story and my beliefs around the Shred 10. And if you're not implementing it into your business, do so, because it's a complete game changer. Also, whilst I'm just saying that as well, the reason why it's so good for your business too is because you can sell packages, and I always sell like the gold package is what we call it, and basically that's just the trio capsules and the shakes. So rather than getting someone on the shakes, which isn't going to be as amazing as what it is if they do it with the trio and the shakes, more people are more likely to sign up to the Shred 10 package with a package of like the capsules and the shakes over just the shakes. So that's my Shred 10 details. Moving on to Instagram. When I first started building my business, I built solely on Facebook. I didn't really use Instagram too much. Never really been like a fanatic. I actually do know that I was one of the first people to join Instagram. Obviously, it was back in the day. And I remember when I was at dance college, like someone been like, oh, you should post on this platform or something. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, no, like, what is this? And I joined it, and then I deleted all my pictures now because they were really weird and strange. But I joined it and didn't really think obviously much of it until obviously it blew up. So I was using Facebook mainly for my source of getting leads and getting new customers and getting team members up until maybe even like last year. And last year, when I think it was last year, it might have been before, but like when they launched the whole stories thing on Instagram, honestly, that part of Instagram has played like such a huge part in my success and getting new customers and getting new team members, because it's so easy for you to collect leads. And when I say leads, that's just like potential team members or customers. And the reason for that is because you can post a lot throughout the day on your stories. It takes no time. You don't need to edit your pictures. You don't have to come up with captions. You don't have to do anything different. You're already doing it. And you can show snippets into your lifestyle, and it's not annoying because people are expecting it. So rather than like, you know, on Facebook when people like post like 9 times a day, I'm like, no, I'm not going to post 9 times a day. That's just crazy and unrealistic for me personally. And I just wouldn't know what to post 9 times a day, and I just wouldn't be able to create quality content. So, but on the stories, it's so easy for you to do that. So what I do is I'll be doing my day-to-day life, and I'm just sharing snippets into my life. So whether that's me making a smoothie in the morning, or me reading a self-development book, or me listening to a podcast, or me going for a walk down the river, or me hanging out with Joss, or me watering my plants, like it could literally be anything. It's just showing insights to who you are and adding value and sharing that with other people. And then every so often we'll do like Shred 10 stories where we'll be like, here's a bunch of results from our customers from the Shred 10. And then we'll put up another post, and it'll be like another story, and it'll be like Shred 10 forming October 1st, who wants in? And then using the Instagram polls and like having just 2 positive options. So we don't really do like yes and no. We just do like, yes, I'm in, or and then like the other one will be like, send me details, to save like negative people commenting on your stuff. So just give them 2 options, like send me more details, or yes, I'm in for the shred. And then once people have started to respond to your polls, that's when we message them and just be like, hey, I saw that you responded to my poll about the Shred 10. What are your current health goals? I would love to share more information with you. And then taking it from there. But doing that solely, and I do that on my Instagram story once or twice a week, and it collects, you know, a bunch of people. And I'm not saying like everybody signs up, or I'm getting like 80 people comment on my poll, like click on my poll or anything. Sometimes it's just 4 or 5 people, and out of those 4 or 5, not everybody is signing up, you know, but it brings me a bunch of people who I know who are interested. So if they don't sign up now, when it comes around to us doing the next Shred 10, I'll reach out to them and be like, hey, I know you were interested in the Shred 10 before, but you were thinking it over, or you were waiting on money, or whatever it was. we're actually doing another one soon. Are you interested in, you know, getting set up with that? And doing that alone has been like huge for us. And you can do the exact same thing with team members as well. So I'll share maybe my story or something on I'll share like my physical story, like my journey story on my stories on Instagram or Facebook. And then at the end, I'll just be like, I'm looking to mentor like 3 to 5 new girls who are looking for blah, 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 blah. If this sounds like you, click on the poll below or drop me a message and I'll be able to send more information with you. And that is like really like how I've started to build on Instagram. So that's kind of like how you get the people, but it's like get the people interested in the products or the Shred 10 or the business. But obviously before that step, that's kind of like the end step. Before that step is like, how do you get more eyes onto your content? Like, how do you get more eyes over to your platform? So here's a few tips that I recommend to start to build like a bigger following on Instagram. Number 1 is cleaning up your platform. So making sure that your content, like the posts that you're putting out there, is aesthetically pleasing. Because let's be real, we're only really following people, like I'll go on someone's Instagram and if it isn't like clean and like perfect, not perfect, but like aesthetically pleasing, where like maybe their filters are like all the same one, or they kind of have like a running theme to their Instagram. Like I can click on their profile and I know exactly what kind of post I'm going to be receiving from that person, whether that's, you know, I'll jump on someone's profile and they're posting all about fitness or workouts or smoothies and things like that, then I know that if I follow that person, I'm going to get wellness and, you know, workout advice from that person. So kind of clean up your platform, decide what you're going to do on there, decide what kind of profile you're going to have. Is it going to be primarily around health and wellness? Is it going to be primarily around travel? Is it going to be primarily around recipes? Like, what is your niche that you want to share with the world? And like, what are you going to be putting out there? So once you've kind of decided that, and you know, for us, we're all going to kind of want to do the same thing because we're all in the same business and our end goal is the same. So obviously, like if we were selling shampoo, like we're going to want to make sure that our profile's around like hair and like beauty, but we're not selling shampoo or we're selling health products. So we want to be making sure that we're like health advocates and we're sharing the lifestyle of living a great life and like positivity and inspiration and all of that good stuff. But we also want to make sure that we're sharing health and that we are a representation of that. Because if you're eating junk food and you're not posting anything to do with health and wellness, and then all of a sudden you put like a Shred 10 post up, why would that person, you know, come to you for health and wellness? You need to kind of put yourself in that position of like, okay, I'm the health and wellness girl. When you need to get healthy, like I'm the person you come to. Or I'm the lifestyle girl. When you want to, you know, start building a nice lifestyle for yourself, then I'm going to be the person that you come to. So you have to kind of position yourself in a place before you then go on to do the stories and do the polls and things like that. Does this make sense? Or is this really confusing? It's good. Okay. So you want to be making sure that your content and the stuff that you're putting out there puts you in a position for people to be like, okay, I want to learn more from this girl. Like she's giving me value. She's already helping me a little bit. What more can I get from her by signing up to her program or by, you know, joining the business and creating that for myself. So that's going to be like where you want to position yourself. So think of like, okay, who am I and what do I have to offer in the health and wellness or the lifestyle world? And then you're going to want to be making sure that you're posting stuff around that. In terms of posting, for me, I don't post unless I have something like valuable or fitting to post. I don't just post for the sake of posting because I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to post. I'll only post if it's something that I really want to put out there, or it's a nice picture that I have, or it's something that I need to say. And so then that way I'm not putting out random content and I'm not steering my audience away from the stuff that I really want them to learn and I really want to represent. So I tried on my Instagram, I'm trying to post on there once a day. if I have content, if I have pictures, I don't always look really nice. So like, I don't always have stuff to post. So most of the time I'm just usually in my gym gear, like chilling on the sofa. So I'm not like getting professional pictures and things like that all the time. But I do think about that. And I do think, okay, what can I do this week to go and get nice pictures? Is there one day when I am getting dressed up? Maybe I'm going to a meeting, or maybe I just decided to get dressed up nice. Is there, when I am getting dressed nice, can I get someone to take a photo of me? Or can I prop my phone up somewhere and take a self-timer picture? Or can I take a nice selfie? And be more conscious around that area. And then you'll have more content to post out. So then you have pictures to post. And then, you know, every day I'll try and post something. And if I miss like a day, that's totally fine. I'm not going to feel anxious or stressed about that. I do believe in quality over quantity, but I would recommend making sure you post at least 4 times a week. I'm trying to think of what else. And then once you kind of created like a nice platform for yourself, and you can figure this out by looking at other people in your area. So whether that's other people in Juice Plus, or that's other, you know, health professionals who are selling wellness programs or are doing what you want to do, you can go and look at their Instagrams and kind of get ideas from them. And then you'll just kind of recreate that for yourself, because let's be real, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You're just kind of doing that for yourself and putting your face as the figure. So once you've created your platform, then you're going to want to bring people over to you. So unless you're going out and trying to get people to your platform, it's going to be really hard for them to know about you. So you're going to have to go and find people. So the way that I do this is I'll search a location, like whether that's like a cute cafe where my target audience hang out, or it's a workout studio or something like that. I'll search that on Instagram, the location, and then I click on the location, and then everybody who has been to that location and has posted a picture in that location, their pictures come up, and I go through those pictures and find girls who are in my target audience, and I click on their profile, and I do this thing called 3-2-1. This is what we call it in my team, 3-2-1. And the 3-2-1 stands for 3 likes, 2 comments, 1 follow, and 1 message. So we'll like 3 of their pictures, comment on 2 of them, like authentic, genuine comments, like, oh my gosh, this looks so fun. Like, when did you go here? Or, oh my gosh, like that outfit is so cute. Or, you know, anything that you can relate to with that person. And then you're going to give them a follow, and you're going to drop them a message. And when you drop them a message, it's just something like, hey, how are you? And then something connecting to their profile that's a question. So usually for me, it's like, how long have you lived in New York? Or if it is a cafe, then you can be like, hey, I saw you went to blah, blah, blah cafe. Did you love it? I'm dying to go. And it's just a conversation starter. And the reason why we do this, number one, if you just go onto someone's profile and like 1 photo, they're not going to see you in their notifications. People get likes all the time. I'm not going through my notifications and clicking on everybody's profile. But if someone has liked a bunch of them, I'm like, ooh, who is this person like stalking my account? Or who is this person checking me out? So then I click on their profile, and then this is when, you know, you have a nice profile now because you've made sure you've set it up nice. So I'm like, oh, we have things in common. This girl looks cute. She looks really nice. Or I love what she's going for. And then they'll follow you back. And then you've created that conversation style already. And they might not reply. Like, I'm not saying everybody replies. I don't reply to everybody either. So don't think that that's something personal. If they do reply, then you have that conversation starter. And it's not a case of, hey, do you want to join the Shred 10? It's building a relationship. They're now following you. So if you are doing your stories and you're putting stuff out there, like, who wants to do the Shred 10 with me? Then it's going to be more eyes on that content. So I kind of did this backwards, but it's basically make sure you have a nice account, then make sure you're doing your 3-2-1, so you're getting more eyes over to your profile, and then you want to be doing your Instagram stories about the Shred 10 or about the business and doing those Instagram polls. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll quickly show you. You literally go like this. Here we go. So let me just take a picture. So this is on my Instagram story. you just swipe up, and then here it says poll. You just click on the poll, and then it's going to give you two options. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on here, and you're going to change that, and you're going to put like send me info, and then you're going to change the other one to something positive, remember, and you're going to put yes, me, and then it's going to look like this. And then if you just move that, and then someone's going to, then they can click on the poll. So that's what you're going to do. And then once you do have a poll up, just so you know this, if you have a poll up on your Instagram, people are interacting with it, the way to see who's interacted with it, because that's obviously the essential part, you want to know who's clicked on the poll so that then you can message them. I don't have one up right now, but basically if you go onto your stories, so this is my story, and I swipe up, it shows you all the people who have seen your story. And then if you have a poll up, it tells you right at the top here, like it will literally be right before you see all of these people who have liked it. I mean, not liked it, watched it. And then you can just go and direct message those people. So that's kind of like what I've been doing to grow my Instagram and to grow my business and get potentials, and my team have been doing it. You do not need to have thousands and thousands of followers to make this successful. I have girls in my team who have like 200 followers on Instagram and are getting leads daily from just doing this, and then if you're doing your 3-2-1 every single day, your account's going to grow as well. So that's going to bring more eyes to your content. So that's kind of like what I've been doing. I don't know if you have any questions or anything, Tasha, or if this makes sense.
Yeah, this was great. Thank you so much. I actually have, that was really great. I'm really glad you cleared that up for me, because I just realized that I wasn't following you. And then when I did, I was like, what is she doing? This is fun. And I know you told me before Danielle told me, I think 6 months ago when I saw in New York, she was like, why are you using Instagram? I was like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't tell her. So now I'm going to start using Instagram. But I thought it would be great if we could all, hear what it is. You don't have to do it. If you really feel like Instagram is not your platform, please don't feel like, oh my God, I have to do it. But I just thought it would be cool for us to show. And like, I use Instagram as much as I use Facebook anyway, because obviously like I'm building community for models. So like that's a model's main platform, and I'm on it so much anyway. For me, it just makes sense to kind of make sure that I'm using it for this business too. But if you really feel overwhelmed, please don't feel you have to. One question I did have for you was, so when you've kind of got these people on Instagram, do you then plug these people into Facebook?
This is my Instagram handle. Let me just double check. There you go. So I kind of, yes, but usually like if someone, so let's say I've sent them like the show 10 information or something like that, and then they've decided to join the products, then I bring them onto Facebook, because that's where like our guides are and resources and program and stuff like that is. But in terms of conversations, I just try to keep it wherever's easiest for that person, because as soon as you start being like, hey, move over to Facebook and message me there, it's like, why? Like, I'm just here to ask for more information, and it can get kind of confusing. So one thing that I do to stay organized that I think is really valuable and like change the game for me, because if you are getting other messages or you are responding to other people, or you're using Instagram for your friends as well, which we all are, you might miss their messages, or you might forget who has messaged you or who's been interested. And this Instagram has this really cool thing where like what I'll do is, let's just say for example, like Tasha clicked on my poll for the Shred 10, and she was like, yeah, I'm really she clicked on, yeah, me. So I sent her a message and was like, hey, are you, I'll send you over some more information or whatever. Then what I do is I do this process to make sure I'm organized and remember who has messaged me or who's been interested. So what I'll do is, let's just say it's Tasha, for example. You can go onto their profile and click on a picture. Let me just turn the light down a little bit. Click on a picture, and then there's this awesome like save thing here. So you click on that, and then you click save to collection. And then what you do is you can create a collection by clicking on this plus sign here, and you can create it and be like potential shredders.
Nice.
Done. And then if you go to your profile here, and then you go up here and click on saved, then it's going to be right here, potential shredders. So when you're doing your follow-up, you can go straight to your photo album of potential shredders, click on their picture, and then you can go back to their profile, and then you can message them. And I just think if you just create a list, that's totally fine as well. Like if you have a list on your phone of potential people and you're using that, that's awesome as well. I have just found this like saved me so much time and reminds me and keeps me remembering that these people were on Instagram, and I can just go and make sure that I'm always following up with them and in the loop with them, whether that's just liking their content as well and being friends with them. So yeah, that's something awesome as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. And actually, you just reminded me I'm reading, I don't know if you've read Gary Vee's Crushing It book, but it's so good. I love it. And I actually shared a few tips last week on our other training, but I'm just going to share a couple that came to my mind as you were talking. So Gary Vee really, obviously we always say this, but Gary Vee really talks about using your own voice. And you reminded me with the whole, don't post unless it's something valuable. And I completely agree. Like for me, obviously like my career as a model has been where I've had to kind of like really use my Instagram as a portfolio. So there was a point where I was constantly posting because I needed people to see what I was doing, and also clients to kind of realize like how versatile I am as a model. But now I've kind of taken it a different angle, and now I'm posting purely just kind of like content that I believe is really valuable. So as much as it's a portfolio, for me, it is also something where I do now want to kind of use my Instagram as more of a tool for, both businesses that I have. So Gary Vee talks a lot about using your own voice. And when I say this to you guys, I mean it like in the sense where if you've got an inspirational quote, it will be really cool to share with people what that quote means to you, or like where you found that quote, or, what it is about that quote that's inspired your life. So obviously I'm always sharing with you guys the stuff by Morgan Harper Nichols. I'm obsessed with her. And when I talk about her a lot, sometimes I just share her stuff and I put it on my story, and it's normally very, very relevant to how I'm feeling or what I feel someone else could benefit from. So a lot of the time will put like a little comment and I'll just say what resonates with me. But I really encourage with your content posting, if you are going to share someone else's picture, to really talk about what that is for you. I know a lot of our girls live up north, live near each other. So I know that some of you maybe aren't a creative like me and Gwen. Like I know Gwen is like me in the sense that she loves things aesthetically pleasing too and loves all these different stuff. But then I know we have Rachel, who actually I think just dropped off, but Rachel loves Pinterest, and Rachel like is obsessed with Pinterest. So there are so many different ways that we're all creative. And I don't want to say to you that you have to be like a certain way, but if anything, I would really encourage you guys to create content with someone else from the team if that's an option for you. So for example, what I mean by creating content is I have a group on WhatsApp with other girls, models that I train with. And we also have spoken about doing content together, because a lot of the girls, not necessarily me all the time, but a lot of the girls get sent free stuff and they need to post about it because they're going to get paid for it. So one of the girls was like, we should create content together and go somewhere nice in London and just take pictures of each other. And it's a really great way to kind of like do this with somebody else, because especially if you've never done this before, like, and you're not confident in like how to, have a picture of yourself, like smiley, like your friend is going to get the best angle of you. Your friend isn't going to want to make you look shit, So it's really kind of nice to go with somebody that you can trust their opinion. Obviously, when we go to Barcelona, we can get loads of cute content pictures, but I really think it would be nice for you guys that live up north, like you live in some of the most beautiful areas in England, like to just take pictures. It doesn't have to be your face or your body. It can literally be like your hands with a coffee cup, in like a certain cafe or something. Or like I've got a really cute picture of when I was in San Francisco, of like our shoes, like me and my friend just like you can't even tell it's my feet. Like if you knew I wore those Converse, then yeah, but otherwise you wouldn't. So creating content's a really good thing to do with somebody if you aren't feeling like confident in what to post. And also something Gary Vee says that I absolutely love is don't create, just document. So what that means is don't get so caught up, and this is something that I've done in the past, with your stories, don't get so caught up in things being perfect, which is exactly what Danielle said. Like, it's really, really, really kind of nice if you're a bit of a goof and you're a bit of your usual self on your Instagram, because people really look at you as like, oh, she's just another human being. Like, oh, okay, fine. I can be a bit normal with her. And it's really nice to be able to allow people into certain parts of your world that, you know, like Naomi, you say some of the funniest things, like about when you're on a call, like you'll be sat in your knickers. Like you say some of the funniest stuff sometimes that you say out loud on Zoom that our guests or whoever's watching will sit and laugh. And I think it would be really funny if you spoke about that on, you know, Instagram. You don't have to be like visually like rude with it. You can just be fun and quirky and just be yourself. And I really encourage you guys to just experiment and have fun and, you know, find out what works for you. And you're not going to get people commenting all the things that you do, but I really would just encourage you to not care. Like, do what you feel resonates with you and have fun with it and explore this. You know, a lot of you, this is a new platform, and I really just encourage you to explore it and really, you know, have fun and don't kind of think too much about it. Like, please don't overthink it. And especially with posting, like maybe you, here we go, Naomi. Maybe we, you know, what I was going to say, oh my God, I've forgotten. Maybe with some of you, you're thinking, oh, like, I don't know what to post. I have no idea what kind of angle I'm going to take. And I suppose the truth is kind of asking yourself, do you want to be somebody that people look at like, oh, wow, she's really into her health and her fitness? Like, you could take a completely fitness route with your Instagram. Like, you could be completely unique and, you know, really individual. You can be a small, like, topic, if you like. I'm really not making sense, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, if you just wanted to be the girl that lifts weights on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you post about that, cool. You can be that girl. Like, Instagram allows for that kind of thing to happen. Or maybe you're the person that, you know, posts a smoothie every day for breakfast with your cat. Like, so many of you have got pets, and you can make that an Instagram thing. Like, people love pets on Instagram. So really just utilize what it is about your life that you can go and put onto this platform and have fun with. And if you post 20 times and then you realize in 2 months' time, actually, I really hated my post the first 3 weeks, you can delete them. And like, you can just start again and start refresh. Like, lately I've been going through my posts and archiving, and please don't feel afraid to try something and see what works. Like, see if it works and then stop, you know. Like, in the past, I've posted modeling pictures because I didn't really know what I was doing on Instagram. I've posted pictures and now I've gone back and archived them because I don't want people to see me as that kind of model. Like, it might be just a bit of a too risky lingerie picture, you know. I don't want people to go on my Instagram. Like, I'm proud of my body and I work out, and that's why I'm happy to kind of do those kind of shoots. But, you know, now I see with different eyes, and now I see 6 months on that actually that picture's a little bit risky and I shouldn't post that, because that's why I get all these creepy photographers, and that's why, you know, 40% of my audience is men, whatever it is. I don't want that. I want women to be my main audience, and I also want to be a model that people respect, and I don't want them to be a girl that they think will go for 66 mag, which is like basically a soft porn mag. I don't want to be part of that. Like, it's really important to, you know, take a step back sometimes and change how you might think the world wants to see you. Facebook's a bit different. And the one thing I do want to say about kind of the different platforms is that Gary Vee really teaches that the different platforms have different audiences. What you post on Facebook, you might never post on Instagram. And what you post on Instagram, you might never post on Snapchat. So as even if you have, let's say, the same 500 followers on Instagram that are the same 500 friends on Facebook, here is something that you have to understand. When people open up Facebook as an app, they are in a completely different mindset to when they open Instagram. And the same goes for when they open YouTube, it's a completely different mindset. For example, people will go on Facebook to share their holidays and to share what they're doing and to build relationships with their friends and family. And then on Instagram, you build relationships through like posting on your feed and through your stories. They're completely different platforms. What I would talk about on Facebook in a live video, I wouldn't talk about on Instagram in a live video, because my following is completely different. And even if they are crossover, you know I have a few of the same people. For example, Molly and Danielle follow me on Instagram and they both have me on Facebook. Yet when they go on Instagram, they're not in the Facebook mind frame. So they're not looking for what they would get from Facebook. So the one thing that I would like all of you to think about if you are going to use Instagram and Facebook is this, like, your audience is different. Please don't copy and paste from Instagram to Facebook, because it's not going to work. And the other thing is that if you do feel like, oh my gosh, but I haven't got enough content to post for the two platforms, Gary Vee says, you can create this idea. This is what he does, but he has like 7 different platforms. So it is a bit different because if you're only using 2, but like for me, let's say I use 3, maybe 4. This idea of creating one pillar piece of content. For example, you had dinner tonight. Like I had a salad with some French bread. So I posted this picture of this French bread and my salad. The way I talk about that on Instagram is going to be different to the way that I show it and talk about it on Facebook. On Instagram, I might have done a story and been like, okay, so here's me cutting up my salad and this is how I'm going to prepare my food and this is what I'm going to dress it with. Then on Facebook, I wouldn't have done like 15-second videos and then posted them on my wall, because that just isn't really how Facebook works. So instead, I might have done pictures and created like an album, or I could have done a live video, or I could just do one final picture. And it's like, the same goes for my Instagram feed. It would be like one final picture. It wouldn't be like tens of videos. Oh, this is my process, because they're different. The platforms have different focuses, and also the different parts of the platform have different ways that you can build on that. So have fun with it is what I really want to encourage you all. Like, literally just try it. If you hate it, focus on Facebook. There's no problem with that. I also I'm going to start experimenting with Snapchat now after I've started reading Gary Vee's book again, and just kind of see if that's anything worth kind of benefiting from as a business too. And if I feel like it is, or I feel like there's anything I can share with you guys, then I'll do that in a couple of weeks once I've given it a bit of a run. And it's just something that, you can just see if this works for you. You will have a different audience. And I think Danielle gave us some really good tips, on how to build from scratch and also how to really build on that. So I'm just going to ask if anyone has, I don't think anyone does, any questions. I'll just check the chat box for Danielle. And if not, you can cross your IG stories. Yeah, true. There is a Facebook stories as well. What I do like about Facebook is when you post on your wall, you can share it to your stories. I always do that, just because people will watch stories, but they will not see the feed. Facebook has a very weird algorithm and changes constantly. So the stories, I think, like some days I'll get like over 100 people will watch my story on Facebook, and I won't get 100 likes on one of my pictures. So it's weird, but at least it kind of keeps people up to date with what you're doing. So yeah, actually, Molly, that's a really good shout as well. You can cross the 2. And you can connect your Facebook and Instagram, or your Instagram post can go to Facebook. I'm not saying don't do that. Just be aware that people go and open the different... Mom, Instagram stories are when you open up the Instagram app. I'll just show you now. It's when you open up the Instagram app and they're here at the top. I'm sorry, you can't see. They're here at the top. So like, for example, my friend... Okay, so I'll just show you my story. Let me just turn up my brightness. So like, I went to a gig last night, like a concert. You can't really see. So I went to a concert, so there's just a short video. And then yesterday I did a photo shoot. You really can't see because of my screen. I did a photo shoot, and then today I actually posted the post from my Facebook on my Instagram, because I was being... See what I mean? I did that with intent. Like, clearly that's on Facebook, and I'm just sharing that on Instagram because I don't like being really wordy on my stories, but it includes the poster and quite clearly it's on Facebook. And then I had a little video about that. I was really excited for this call. So you can be really experimental. Some days I post loads. Oh God, sorry, someone's singing. Some days I post loads. Some days I post 4 times, and there is really no rule. Just do what you want to do. If I'm on a shoot, like I'll post way more. If I'm lying in bed all day and working, like Danielle said, I am not going to sit there and be like at the same time, you know, you find your own boundaries. Like you create those boundaries. People don't. Your social media is where you draw the line. People don't draw that line for you. So just do what you want with it, but just be careful as well on how much you do share in case you do feel like overwhelmed. So that's the advice I would have. But yeah, I think we answered the questions then. Yours? Thanks so much, Danielle, for your time. Super grateful. This was really, really great. And I literally asked her 3 days ago. So I was like, do you want to come on the call? So yeah, really, really thankful. This is great. Really, really, really can't wait to get this into play with everyone. And I'll let you know how everyone's results go. Okay, guys. Bye. Remember, we have Rebecca's call on Tuesday, so you guys can invite for that. But yeah, that's the next call. And the SC call tomorrow. So bye, everybody. Oh, I just dropped my earring. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.